Hello and welcome back to Gardening for Health and Wellbeing. So today I thought that I would do a bit of a garden tour for the end of winter. So here we've got our pot that has the four broccoli, marigolds, some spinach and some white onions. It's growing really healthy. It did have a little bit of a setback for a little while because some of our chickens were getting out of the pen, but we've recorrected that situation now. So these are now starting to spring back and are looking really healthy. Next pot, we've got the lemon tree, and it is putting on some really nice buds and flowers. Probably a bit too much for this little tree in the pot, but not all of it will turn into fruit, and some of it will probably drop off anyway. But yeah, it's growing really well. Next, we've got the red basil plant in the pot that I trimmed back not that long ago, and it's looking really healthy. The leaves are a lot larger than the next two, which I will show you, and in the next two beds they are looking a little bit worn out and need pruning, as we can see here. So down underneath this first basil, we've got two tomatoes that I grew from a random slice of tomato. I'm not sure the variety. I just wanted to see if it would work. I will be transplanting those into one of the pots, which I'll show you soon. Next, we will go and have a look at the chilies in these pots. So this is the cayenne. This is where I took the cayenne and I accidentally froze one of the seeds, and I got one out from the freezer to see if I could then grow the seeds from the frozen cayennes, and I will show you what has happened with those. Here's a big Jim chili. We've been harvesting these. There's some more still on there, and I've also saved the seed from those and growing them on. Next, down here we've got red basil cuttings, one of the Australian native basil. I think I've got two or three of those, maybe. I think some loofah plants just growing in these two pots, which I need to up pot. And then in the pot here is some more tomatoes from another slice of tomato. I'm not sure of the variety of that one either. But here in this first tray of 10, that's the cayenne. That's from the frozen pepper that I mentioned before. In the next tray is the jalapenos, or jalapenos, however you want to say it. They're growing quite well. There's a few random tomatoes that have decided to come up as well. And then the big Jim chili from my big Jim chilies that I've got growing in the pot that I just showed you. So in these pots over here are the cherry tomatoes that just randomly came up in my garden, and I transplanted them in here. They're starting to look a bit disheveled, so I'm thinking of taking them out and putting those other tomato plants in here. Then we've got some shallots and basil and marigolds with some mammoth snow peas starting to fruit. So that's what they all look like. Next we'll go into the beds. So here we've got the passion fruit growing along the fence there. That just came up randomly. So in here we have some sort of a, not sure if it's pumpkin or cucumber. By the looks of the size of the leaves, I'm thinking cucumber. But we've got kale, kohlrabi, some flowers, nasturtium, celery, more of the red basil in this one. All looking great. The bees absolutely love it, so I don't want to chop it back, but it is starting to impede my pathway. In this bed is the potatoes, which I forgot to put on camera for you when I planted them. There was 10 in this bed that I planted. I've harvested one lot because that one died, but as you can see, the rest is all starting to die back now, and I'm just waiting for the soil to dry out a little bit. In this bed is the tatsoi. Now, I harvested this on camera a few weeks back now, and as you can see, it's all come back really, really well. I need to do another harvest of it all and blanch it and freeze it for later use. I've also got some parsley in amongst it, which just self-germinated from last year. In the next bed, we've got more nasturtiums. This is where that passion fruit vine has started from. We've got some cabbage and some lettuce. And this is the habanero peppers, which I just cut back, and they're already starting to put off new leaves and branches for this next coming year. My next bed is some more red basil. These are all just from the cuttings or prunings that I took of my original plant, and I just stuck it in water, and the roots came, so I propagated those. This is a random pumpkin of sort, I think. It was in one of those pots where the chili seeds were. I thought that I would just see what happens. Some more passion fruit, which I should pot somewhere else because these aren't doing very much. They haven't grown very much at all. My comfrey next to the compost bin. There's a couple of random pumpkins or squashes in here as well. My compost bin, that was above the top there, that's why the lid is off, and it has decomposed quite a lot and dropped down, so the insects and the microbiome is doing its job there. In this bed there is a random passion fruit vine. This is where my ginger and turmeric is, so I will be hopefully seeing those pop up. I'm hoping within the next month or so, and we'll see what happens there. Now we'll head on over to the potted fruit forest, as I like to call it. So walking behind my shed, and we come to the white opal peach. So here we've got some of the blossoms. Let's see if I can get a good look. There you go, that's the peach blossom. Hopefully we'll get some peaches this year, and it's starting to leaf out really, really well as the weather has now warmed up. And another red basil in there too. Next is a lemon. There's some good lot of flowers on this one as well. And then we've got some limes already forming. I'm not sure if you can see that here, just in here. And I think there's some more flowers on that one too. And then we've got some flowers on the mandarin. But what I'm most looking forward to is this mulberry tree. I have already consumed one or two of the mulberries, and as you can see in here, I hope you can anyway, just in there, there's some mulberries. They're not quite turned yet. Oh, there's one over here that has turned. Can you see that? So I will come back probably tomorrow once it's fully black, and I will eat that one. There's another one up the top. Can't wait for all of that to come. And then over here we've got some kale and some spring onion. More kale and some random cherry tomatoes that popped up from seed that dropped last year from the yellow pear tomato. Some more random cherry tomatoes, more cherry tomatoes. These all just popped up in the chook yard, and I just, when I potted up some other plants, these just all came up, and so I repotted them into these pots. So these are all free plants that have just come up. All my chives, thyme, sage, more chives, some leeks and more sage in there, more cherry tomatoes and sage, celery and thyme. This is my Roma tomatoes, and they are starting to fruit. Not sure if you can see many of those fruit or not, but there is lots in there. Here we've got some more spring onion in the front here, and then some leeks which are starting to get a nice sort of size, and more Roma tomatoes. And these are the 2 plum trees. They are yet to leaf out again. Well, this one anyway. The other one has leafed out a little while ago. But yeah, it's getting there. And now I will go take you around here. So the loganberries are being taken over by what looks like either weeds in that one and a random cherry tomato in this one. And then we've got lemon balm in this pot here. And then more cherry tomatoes, which are producing really, really well. As you can see, there's a nice, really big bunch of tomatoes down here. Can't wait for those to start to turn red. I should probably stake them up, but it's all good. And then we've got some more broccoli in these pots over here. And over this way we've got chamomile, which I planted from seed, and some more of those yellow pear seedlings, which I need to transplant into the garden so I get more cherry tomatoes, as I want to dehydrate them and then put them in some oil to preserve them. And in the back here, this is one of the prunings from one of my plums. It's starting to leaf out, and it looks as if, I don't know if you can see it on camera or not, but there's some white bits on the end there that looks like it could be starting to form some roots. We'll see what happens there. Same with this one. This one's leafing out as well, and the same thing on this one. You can see it a little bit better there. It looks like roots are starting to form, so we'll see if anything comes of those. That one's pretty good as well, and it is starting to even flower by the looks of this. That's pretty amazing. I wasn't expecting that. I'll probably pull those flowers off because I don't really want them to fruit just yet. I want that energy to go into making roots so I have some more plum trees. And then I'll take you over to my chickens. Where are they? So they're probably, oh, there's Rhonda, and there's Colleen and Bernice somewhere. And right now, I don't know if you can see from back here, but there is only 2 eggs in the nesting box, and I'll collect them a little bit later. As for the rest of the garden tour, or I should say thank you for watching the garden tour, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.